So, where to start? This is something we haven't done for a while. A YouTube commentary. I've recently got back into Borderlands 2. I've been away for pretty much a year trying to play other games, and we've decided now to jump back into Borderlands 2. Today I decided that we're going to make a little bit of a Krieg, Melee Krieg YouTube video. It's not like the definitive guide of this is the best way to play Krieg. It's just a way I've found to play Krieg, and a way that I've had fun with in the last week to 2 weeks. I've been doing a lot of One Life again, so I decided to bring a commentary, a little bit of a build guide for you. So we're going with Krieg. We're at level 72. The build's going to be as follows. We're basically gone Mania into Bloodlust. So we got points in terms of the rage, feed the meat, embrace the pain for the fire rate. We've got some explosive damage with strip the flesh. We've got some salt the wound. We've got redeem the soul for a bit of fight for your life in case things happen, which kind of goes with silence the voices, because 12% chance to hit you in the face every time, it seems. In battle, you might hit yourself a few times in the face. On the sheet it says 12%, but sometimes it feels worse. But if STV procs, we end up down, obviously a bit more fight for your life is going to be pretty key for us getting a second wind. Then we go down to the capstone in Mania Tree, release the beast. This skill is one of the best capstones out of any skill tree inside this game, I would say. What you're looking for is you're going to take damage off enemies. Once you hit the bottom 33% health on your health bar, you're going to hit your action skill. You're going to transform into a beast. You're going to get 100% melee damage. You're going to get 50% damage reduction. So that's going to be the main utilization of healing, the way we're going to keep alive for most of this. So that's all the Mania points. Then we go down to Bloodlust. So blood-filled guns for stacking magazine size. We've got some weapon swap speed with the max Bloodlust stacks of 100. So it gives you some nice weapon swap speed, which sometimes you might need it swapping from your slagging weapon to your healing weapon, or slagging weapon to your damage weapon, whichever way you want to do it. We're going to put 5 points into Taste of Blood, which is going to give us a quick way of stacking Bloodlust, which you want to keep stacks up. I mean, there's a couple of ways you can do it. You can either force stack yourself like with a Tesla, or just get kills, and you should stack to 100 quite quick. We've got Bloodbath, which is an absolute mental skill. It's just good. I mean, if you got Bloodlust stacks and it's just stacking weapon damage, if you stack Bloodlust, or if you manage to proc it, you're going to get some juicy damage off. We've got Buzz X Bombardier, makes his X explode. We've got Fuel the Blood, which is an extremely nice skill on this skill tree. You're going to basically kill an enemy with a melee strike, and then it's going to give you crazy damage for throwing axes. One way to counteract STV would be to throw more axes, so getting more X damage on the throw is going to be pretty key to this build as well. We've got some Boiling Blood. That's going to be obviously slower decay on your stacks. We've got 3 points, which is probably just the leftover ones. We stacked them into reload speed. There's 3. I guess you can put them where you want them. We've just put 3 in for now. And then Bloodsplosion is one of the big keys to this build. Basically, it's an overkill skill where an explosion is applied after you deal an overkill to an enemy. So, as you'll see in the gameplay when I'll show you, you're going to be targeting like the smaller enemies, so you can get a bigger Bloodsplosion blast. And if you get it right, you'll see the results. You'll see exactly what happens. So that's basically the build that I've been rocking. I've not really touched the Hellborn tree. Some people put points in, and with the class mod we're using, obviously we're not utilizing one of the skills, but that's the main skill build. That's melee. This is level 72. Let me just have a quick look at some of the gear that we're going to be using today. I've got the Ruby. You can swap that out for the Grog if you want. That's obviously healing. You might not always need it as long as you figure out how to use Release the Beast properly. You shouldn't really, at 72, need too much healing. Slagger's pretty self-explanatory. We're going to literally use that for slagging. Your third slot can be whatever. Harold's extremely good in this slot. Sometimes we use the Harold, sometimes we could use the Good Torch. Depends what we're doing. Badabooms are pretty much a staple. We go for an explosive Badaboom as a second wind, or I mean, you could probably use this if you proc Bloodbath. You can probably use it as a main damage if you wanted to. The key shield we're going to be using is the Rough Rider. That's giving us bonuses inside a skill tree while the shield is down, and obviously it's always depleted because it's a 0 capacity. So you get some bonuses: Salt the Wound, Empty the Rage, anything that's basically gives you a buff when your shield is down. The Rough Rider always activates 0, so it'll always activate those skills. It gives you a decent damage resist, which is 20%. It gives you max health. Pretty much most of the Kriegs that you're going to run into that's going to run melee build are going to run a Rough Rider. Fastball, just really good. You could use a Stormfront for stacking if you want. I like to use an explosive fastball. They're really fun to use. We've got the Legendary Sickle, which is going to give us a decent amount of melee damage and some really nice skills. Now in the relic slot, we're using Sheriff's Badge, but I mean, you could use a Bony Ancients or a Max Health Relic. That's up to you. One thing I will say is if you want to throw axes quicker, Sheriff's Badge does actually give you faster axe throwing, so that's something if you want to throw axes on repeat. So that's the build. As you can see, this is Krieg. That's the skill. That's the actual stuff that we're using. I'm not using Badass rank. We've got no tokens anyway, but we don't use Badass rank because we don't really need it. So that's the build. I want to take you out to a map that I really like farming. It's a chance of Tubbies, but Arid Nexus Badlands seems to be a really nice, good area to run Krieg into, to show you the actual capabilities of this build. So as you go in, you're going to want to slag. So you just look for enemies, you're just running through slagging. Don't matter if they damage. You see a Rabid there, so what we're going to do is slag him. We're going to wait for Release the Beast. We're going to hit it, and then we're going to go for the smaller enemies. So you go for a smaller enemy. You've already seen the amount of damage you've just seen. We get the huge damage from throwing axes because we got a melee kill. But you can see the sheer potential of this build. It never gets old watching Bloodsplosion completely destroy a pack of enemies. You can have 4 or 5 Rabbids, and as long as you've got a little dude that spawns with them, it's just over. There's no way they survive. It's just, look at that, it's crazy. So again, your basic playstyle on this melee Krieg is going to be focusing on melee damage, but Bloodsplosion's kind of the key to making this look. It's just amazing. It's hard to really put into words how good Bloodsplosion feels to use. You've just got to use it. So same thing, pack of enemies, bottom 33% of the health bar, release the beast, hit the enemy, everything dies. Rabid, normal enemies, there goes STV. Just that whole pack of enemies, basically off one melee kill, Bloodsplosion took over. So you can see the capabilities and the power of this build. I just wanted to share it. I've been using it a lot on my Twitch stream. I've got back into, like I said, the One Life to Live. We managed to get a Krieg to 72, finished all 3 playthroughs. Unfortunately, we died today at level 72 on a Digital Pete run. Through a little bit of a choke, unfortunately, but it's been like a year and a half since we actually did One Life to Live stuff. So I'll take a 72. It's furthest we've got on Krieg, so in the future, the more and more we play in the next few weeks, we should get better and better and not choke those situations, unfortunately. This is one of my favourite maps for levelling up, but I just thought I'd bring Krieg into this area to show you the capabilities of what Bloodsplosion and what melee Krieg can do. I don't know what else to say about it, really. You can see exactly how this build works, and I just wanted to put a little bit of a video together so people can see how it works and how to play the build. So yeah, like I said, I'm going to be back into Borderlands. We're going to start doing a lot of One Life to Live stuff. We're going to start with 0 tomorrow. If you want to catch my Twitch stream, it's the same name. So just go twitch.tv/Fistmaster5000. We do daily streams. I'm doing 6 to 7 days a week, and we're going to be playing a lot of Borderlands. So if that's what if you want to see some of these live gameplays, by all means, stop over on the YouTube channel, on the Twitch channel. But yeah, that's going to be today's build. Hope you all enjoyed it. Like I said, I'll leave all the links in the description below. If you want to come and check me out on Twitch, by all means, come and say hi. I've got a good community over there. A lot of nice people that like to chill in the chat. But yeah, it's been a while. This is the first video in hopefully a few that we're going to make on different characters and different things inside Borderlands 2. So with that said, I'll catch you guys in the next one.